watching Newsday TV. Thanks for joining us this Wednesday evening. I'm Ken Bufa. The impact of the migrant crisis on the southern border is being felt here on the island. Our Cecilia Dowd explains.
A state of emergency has been declared in Riverhead. Amid the migrant crisis in New York City, the town supervisor signed an executive order banning hotels, motels, and other places from accepting asylum seekers.
There was information received from law enforcement that Riverhead was targeted as receiving some buses of these individuals, and I immediately issued the order. Once they're here, it's too late.
The county executives of Nassau and Suffolk have said New York City hasn't asked to house migrants in either place. However, Riverhead Town Supervisor Yvette Aguiar says,
we don't have the resources, we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the taxes and the funds to support an influx.
Immigration activist Serena Martin-Ligori disagrees with the order.
Frankly, I think it's really disappointing to see that the town of Riverhead supervisor would not promote inclusivity and diversity across Long Island.
While residents express compassion for migrants, some express concerns.
Until we handle what we already have, how can you add more?
I feel awful for the people that are coming in, but I don't know where these people are going. You know, the infrastructure out here is taxed.
I feel bad for these people coming here. I mean, we're all immigrants.
Asked about concerns like overpopulation, Martin-Ligori says what's needed is funding from the federal government.
If we have refugees, migrants, people who need safe space, we should be able to open our arms and also be able to house them in spaces that are safe and clean and have services.
It's incredibly complex, and I think you have to have some kind of system where you're listening to everybody and everybody gives up a little something and meets in the middle.
Cecilia Dowd for Newsday TV.
The Medford mom who smothered her twin daughters could be going to trial. Tania Campbell must decide if she will plead guilty to murdering her 2-year-old daughters or stand trial. Prosecutors say the 28-year-old covered the toddlers' mouths and noses in June of 2019. Psychiatric evaluations by the defense and prosecutors had different conclusions about Campbell's mental state at the time. She's due back in court June 7th. And a Suffolk County cop who was shot on the job is expected to be released from the hospital tomorrow. Now, as Newsday has reported, Officer Michael LaFauci suffered life-threatening injuries after being shot in the thigh last Thursday in Coram. Police say fellow officers applied 2 tourniquets to him, which doctors say stopped the 6-year police vet from bleeding out. The PBA says LaFauci is set to be released from Stony Brook Hospital tomorrow morning. And the Nassau Police Department is honoring their fallen. A police memorial service is being held tomorrow to remember the 44 officers who have made the ultimate sacrifice. The names of the fallen will also be read aloud. And the MTA is considering installing physical barriers to curb fare beaters on the LIRR. The new report says the railroad loses nearly $24.5 million a year to unpaid fares. A panel of experts studied the issue for a year and made several recommendations to address fare evasion, including full-scale gating during rush hour, which would require riders to show their tickets before boarding. And the votes are in, and the overwhelming majority of Long Island school districts have had their budgets approved. 122 out of 124 districts got the green light for their spending plans. Voters in West Hempstead and Wayne Scott rejected their budgets, though. 17 districts either froze or cut taxes. Newsday senior education writer John Hildebrand explains what this means for the students.
So that means schools can depend on having the money they need to provide extra electives for kids, to provide college-level advanced placement courses, the advanced stuff that families want, also to help bring the kids up to speed after going through the COVID pandemic.
Now, to see the complete list of results, just go to Newsday.com and click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. All right, runners, take your mark. The 9th annual Catholic Health Suffolk County Marathon, Half Marathon, and 10K will take place on Sunday, October 22nd. The race will step in Babylon and end in Gardner Park in West Islip. To date, the Suffolk County Marathon has raised over $900,000 for local veterans services. All right, time now for your Long Island weather. Tonight we are dipping to 40 degrees with clear skies overhead. Tomorrow we're flirting with the 60s with plenty of sun. So taking a closer look at tomorrow, looks like, well, it'll be sunny and mostly mild.
Watch NewsdayTV on the big screen. Use the remote to activate Siri, Alexa, Roku, or the Google Assistant on your streaming device. Say, install Newsday. NewsdayTV, covering Long Island like no one else can.
Twin brothers from Long Island are getting ready to play at Lincoln Center tonight. And Drew Scott has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
1, 2, 3.
That's 18-year-old Kimon Vontas on the right and his twin brother Constantine. They're seniors at JFK High School in Plainview, Old Bethpage. They're playing a 19th century classical composition with their cellos. They've been mastering cello since elementary school and have risen to the highest level at the Children's Orchestra in Syosset. Longtime music director Michael Dedap says that the boys are outstanding musicians.
The twins are amazing. I mean, they never cease to amaze me because they are so devoted.
Who was born first?
I was born first by a minute, 1 minute, yeah.
Is there sibling rivalry between you guys?
No, I don't think so. Not really.
No?
Not really a rivalry. I think just more like a mutual growth together, not really a rivalry.
Kimon is the winner of this year's prestigious Children's Orchestra Discovery Award. He and his brother Constantine will perform next week at Lincoln Center. Kimon will be the soloist. Their proud dad is Robert Vontas, who says the twins began music very early.
They took an early affinity to music. We had musical toys around the house when they were quite young.
The cellos say these twins has a great ability to express emotion, and that, they say, speaks volumes to music lovers.
When we were looking at different instruments and listening, just the rich sound, it's so much like a human voice. It was just so expressive. I think we really connected with the cello.
The twins have a scholarship now to study at Cornell in September. After their Lincoln Center concert, Kimon plans to study French and Constantine math. You gonna be nervous next week?
Probably a little bit, but that's unavoidable. There's always a little bit of stage fright, but I think there's a lot of support on the stage from all of our friends and everyone that we're playing with.
With the Children's Orchestra in Syosset, Drew Scott for Newsday TV.
And I'm sure those twins are going to do great tonight. Now, for more on the twins, go to Newsday.com and click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. The popular TV show Blue Blood shot some of its new season at the home of a famous Long Islander. Our Steve Langford is at Jokeland with a story you'll see only in Newsday.
I knew of it, but I had never watched it. You know, I don't watch network TV.
So a legendary Long Island comedian known for working blue gets a call from the network TV show Blue Bloods, not for him to appear, but to rent out his Bayville beachfront home for a shoot.
They really make it worth your while.
And in no time, the CBS police drama comes to film part of the season 13 finale about a serial killer here at the home of Jackie Martling, a place known to many comedy fans as Jokeland.
I know they were on the beach, and I think they were chasing each other around here.
Jackie the Joke Man, best known for his key role on the Howard Stern Show for nearly 2 decades, still performs stand-up, but quips that because several TV productions have rented out his property for shoots, his house may be making a lot more money in showbiz than he does.
Was the serial killer in the fight? So this is going to be all new to me when we watch it.
Martling may not know Blue Bloods, but some of the show's crew apparently know him.
My old friend Steve Sharippa is in it, and he used to book me at the Riviera in Las Vegas when he was the entertainment director.
We used to run into each other a lot at satellite radio, right, Jackie?
You were the guy. You were the Stern News 100 guy, and I was the cast-off member that was still running around.
The Joke Man's office, replete with decades worth of scripts and tapes and memorabilia, brings to mind his first big break in the late 1970s when he sent iconic Long Island-raised comic Rodney Dangerfield a few jokes and got a call back from the no-respect king himself.
I answer the phone. I go, hello? He says, hello. I said, who is this? He goes, it's Rodney. I said, Rodney who? He said, oh, I knew you were funny.
Nearly a half-century later, this joke man still loves the business.
It's the same hustle. The same hustle I was doing before I met, I hustle, met the Stern Show, made a lot of money. Now I'm back to hustle. It's all the same.
And like a true showbiz veteran, Martling leaves his audience with a tease about the episode of Blue Bloods filmed right here at Jokeland.
I like the way it ends because it could be good for me, for us, for the house, whatever.
Serial killer comedy cliffhanger. Steve Langford for Newsday TV.
I love the exit sign on the entrance there. Now you can read more on Blue Bloods at Jokeland at Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Get more of the stories you've seen on Newsday TV at Newsday.com. Plus breaking news, investigations, things to do, restaurants, and other Long Island news you can't get anywhere else. At Newsday.com, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Ken Buffa. Thanks for spending part of your day with us. We leave you now with a look at your 7-day forecast.